Welcome to Astronomy Daily, the podcast that brings you the universe one story at a time. I'm Avery.
And I'm Anna. It's great to have you with us. Today, we'll be looking at SpaceX's absolutely staggering launch record, a real-life tractor beam for cleaning up space junk, and the latest search for alien signals.
Plus, we'll dive into the new gold rush, or maybe water rush, on the moon, tell you what to look for in the night sky, and solve a celestial mystery nearly 1,000 years in the making. Let's get started with our top story.
And it's a big one. SpaceX has once again completely shattered their own launch record. In 2025, the company successfully completed 165 orbital flights.
Wow, 165. That averages out to a launch every 2.2 days. That pace is just incredible.
It really is. And the workhorse behind this feat was the Falcon 9 rocket, which handled almost all of those missions. To put it in perspective, this number represents a huge increase over their previous years and absolutely dominates the global launch landscape.
Right. And I'm guessing a huge chunk of those launches were for their own project.
Exactly. The vast majority were dedicated to building out the Starlink internet constellation. But it wasn't just about the Falcon 9. The company also made significant strides with its next-generation Starship vehicle, completing several successful test flights that bring a fully reusable heavy-lift rocket closer to reality.
It's clear they're not just leading, they're creating a whole new league. But all those satellites do bring up the ever-growing issue of space junk, and it seems like every week we have some new idea on how to deal with it. Well, here's a novel new one. Some scientists are turning to science fiction for a solution.
That's right. Researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder are developing what they're calling a tractor beam to help clean up orbital debris.
A tractor beam? Like in Star Trek?
That's the inspiration, but the physics is very real. It's a non-contact system. It would use a focused electrostatic beam to attract and move pieces of space junk without ever physically touching them.
And that's the key part, isn't it? The non-contact aspect. Using nets or harpoons to grab debris runs the risk of hitting it wrong and accidentally creating even smaller, harder to track pieces of junk.
Precisely. This electrostatic method would gently pull the object, allowing a cleanup satellite to guide it into a decaying orbit where it can safely burn up in the atmosphere. The concept is currently being tested in labs, but it's a very promising approach to a serious problem.
It's great to see that kind of innovative thinking. From cleaning up our orbital neighborhood to looking for signs of other civilizations out there. Our next story takes us far beyond Earth's orbit, to our recent interstellar visitor.
Yes, astronomers conducted a highly sensitive radio search on 3I Atlas as it traveled through our neighborhood. This was an interstellar object, meaning it originated from outside our solar system and was just passing through. The team was looking for what are called technosignatures.
Basically, signals that would indicate the presence of alien technology, a transmission, a beacon, anything that isn't produced by natural cosmic phenomena. So what did they find?
Well, after sifting through the data, and despite a few initial candidate signals that caused some excitement, all of them were eventually determined to be false positives, human-generated interference from Earth. So no alien transmissions were found. That's a shame. It might seem so, but the project was far from a failure. The search was actually the most sensitive of its kind ever conducted on an interstellar object. It sets a new standard and a powerful new benchmark for how to conduct these searches in the future when the next interstellar visitor comes calling.
That makes sense. We learn and refine the process with each attempt. And while we're searching the far reaches of space for others, there's a new kind of space race heating up much, much closer to home.
That's right, Avery. There's a growing and increasingly urgent international race to mine the moon. Various countries and private companies are actively developing the technology needed to extract valuable lunar resources.
And we're not just talking about rocks. The big prizes are resources like water ice, which is critical for life support and can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen for rocket fuel, and an isotope called helium-3, which is rare on Earth but could be a fuel for future fusion reactors.
And the list of players is growing. We have space agencies and companies from the US, China, Australia, Japan, and Europe all working on lunar excavation and resource extraction technologies.
But there's a major hurdle, and it's not a technical one.
Exactly. The international legal framework for this is dangerously outdated. The Outer Space Treaty of 1967 forbids any nation from claiming sovereignty over a celestial body, but it's completely silent on the issue of commercial resource extraction.
So it's a bit like the Wild West on the final frontier. There are urgent calls from legal experts and diplomats to establish clear, modern international rules to prevent conflict and ensure that lunar mining is done responsibly and sustainably.
It's a conversation that needs to happen quickly. Well, while nations plan their lunar futures, the rest of us can look up and enjoy some amazing celestial events right from our own backyards. Avery, what should we be looking for in the night sky?
There's plenty to see as we head into the new year, particularly for our Northern Hemisphere listeners. For starters, on January 1st, the brightest star in our night sky, Sirius, will be at its highest point in the sky around midnight, making it a brilliant sight.
And what about the moon?
We'll have 3 full moons before the spring equinox, and the third one on March 3rd is special. It will feature a total lunar eclipse, which will be at least partially visible across most of the United States, so mark your calendars for that.
Ooh, I will. Any planets putting on a show?
Absolutely. The giant of our solar system, Jupiter, is at opposition. That means Earth is passing directly between Jupiter and the Sun, so the planet will be visible all night long and at its brightest for the year. And for the early evening sky watchers, Venus is making its return as the brilliant evening star.
Wonderful. Plenty to look forward to. It's amazing to look up and see these events happening now. But our final story today, Avery, is about solving a cosmic mystery that's almost 1,000 years old.
That's right. Astronomers believe they finally figured out the puzzle of a supernova remnant known as PA30. Historical records from Chinese and Japanese astronomers in the year 1181 noted a new guest star in the sky that was visible for 6 months. Scientists have long suspected PA30 was the leftover cloud from that event.
And now they know what caused it. It turns out this was an extremely rare type of stellar explosion, what they call a failed Type 1ax supernova.
A failed supernova? So the star didn't completely blow itself to bits?
Exactly. The explosion wasn't powerful enough to completely obliterate the star. Instead, a surviving white dwarf star was left behind at the center of the remnant. And this survivor is doing something incredible.
And that explains the remnant's weird shape, right? Most supernova remnants are chaotic, messy clouds of gas and dust. PA30 is different. It has these strange, almost straight filaments.
That's the key. The surviving white dwarf at the center is emitting an extremely fast stellar wind, material flowing outwards at thousands of kilometers per second. It's this incredibly fast, powerful wind that is shaping the nebula, creating those unique straight-line filaments. It's a fantastic piece of cosmic detective work.
And that's a wrap on another star-studded collection of stories for today. From record-breaking launches to thousand-year-old stellar mysteries, the universe never fails to fascinate.
It certainly doesn't. A huge thank you to all of you for tuning in to Astronomy Daily. We hope you'll join us again next time for another journey through the cosmos. And we hope you'll visit our website at astronomydaily.io for even more space news and our full catalog of back episodes.
Until tomorrow, this has been Avery
And Anna, reminding you to always keep looking up.